Hey, welcome back to day 4 of New Year, New Pour. That is the whiskey event where I drink one new to me pour every day in the month of January. Because, hey, it's a new year. Let's find something new to drink. Now, if you've been following along, one of the rules that I try to follow when setting up the pours that we were going to look at this month is I try to find things that I hope you can find on your shelves. These are the things that I bought off a store shelf when I was hunting here in the Kansas City area. I said there would be a couple exceptions, and this may be our first exception. When I was setting my calendar, I actually said we had 2.5 allocated pours. So this is our half. Because one of the stores I went to when I was looking for the 1972 bourbon, this is the small batch, by the way. Somebody said it was allocated, but when I went to buy it, they didn't have it at that store, obviously. When I went to buy it, I found 6 bottles on the shelf, just plain out there. So I don't know if it's going to be allocated. This may be moving towards allocation, but I think it's still out there, and I don't think it'll be Pappy or Blends or Antique Weller difficult to find one way or the other. So plus, I was excited to try it, so I wanted to throw it into the series even though of all of the bourbons that we're going to try, this one scares me the most because literally cannot get the name right. So if throughout this video I talk about 1973 or 1972 or 1792 or 1793 bourbon, what I really mean is this stuff right here. I just can't get its name right. So it's probably a terrible thing for somebody who talks about bourbon on stream to admit, but hey, warning. I don't know. If you like the series, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Click on the notification so you can see every day when we bring out a new whiskey and or bourbon to try. So let's get going and see. If you've been following along, I have one on the rocks pour. I have one neat pour. I've always drank my whiskey or my scotch on the rocks. That's how I preferred it, really, until we started doing this. And now I'm finding there's definitely a reason why you want to, uh, drink it neat. There's things that get lost in translation. As really, I think as soon as the ice melt starts to get involved, I've got some thoughts about that. We'll talk about at the end of the show. But let's start with what's the nose on our 1792. Oh, see, I really like this. I mean, you definitely get some proof. You definitely get a lot of wood. You get that kind of bourbon caramel. This has been it's been well aged. I actually get some citrus on the back, probably some vanilla. I mean, what I'm expecting is something that's going to be a little bit sweeter, it's going to be a little bit more complex, and it's definitely not going to lose any of the barrel flavor from that charred barrel that it was aged in. So let's give it a taste. So off the bat, it's actually a lot higher in proof than I expected. Matter of fact, I mean that definitely came back and hit me on the throat a little bit, and I wasn't expecting it. Once the proof goes away, what I'm left with is a lot more oak than I was expecting. I get kind of that cinnamon baking spice kind of flavor that you get in a lot of bourbons, but yeah, I get a whole bunch of wood. I just get a whole bunch of that barrel flavor. It's not bad. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we drink bourbon because we like that barrel flavor. I was just it's a lot more proofy. It's a lot stronger than I was expecting, even with the proof on the nose. So, like I said, let's also try this on the rocks. I basically dropped the ice cube right before I started talking, so I hope there's not a lot of ice melt. The great mystery to me is, whether or not kind of the lack of nose on this is because of the glass or because the ice is doing something to it. I'm guessing it's the glass shape, but the bigger opening means that more of those smell compounds get to escape into the air. And if I really, stick my schnoz down in there, right, I do get a lot of the same notes, really with that proof really missing. And I would expect then to be able to get more odor, and what I'm really getting is barrel, maybe some vanilla, maybe some spice. So let's give it a taste. That's interesting. Of all of the drinks that I've had, the rock cuts the flavor of this by far and away the least. I'm still getting a huge amount of proof. I'm still getting those notes. What I actually get is more baking spice. I get more. I mean, I definitely am still getting the wood, but I'm getting a lot of those other kind of more subtle flavors are really coming through when it's on the rocks, as opposed to when it was neat. And I think that goes back to the cold and or the water really kind of tones down that proof. I mean, obviously that's how you proof down liquor. And so, of the 4 days that we've been doing this, the 1792, I think actually is the best on the rocks that we've had so far, by a mile. But I think it had the strongest flavor to it. So I think that really it's the one that's going to stand up the most, to whatever else we put into it. So, I mean, either way, this is definitely a bourbon that I want to drink more of. Yeah, I think it's really good. Um, I will say that I think when we start doing this more days in the future for Christmas, I instead of ice, I got well, they were things you can put in the freezer in the shapes of bullets of all things. So that's very macho, very manly. You gotta love that. But yeah, I really think that I'm gonna try that because then I can rule out the flavor or the what did it get watered down question. And then once we get past that, I may start putting the chilled whiskey into this glass and seeing what that does to the odor. But these are experiments for a different day. Again, this has been New Year, New Pour number 4. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. So hit that like, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications. I would love to talk to you then. If you have any comments about 1792 and you'd like to share what your thoughts are about drinking on the rocks versus neat or whatever, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks a lot. Bye.